Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome into coverage of the 2023 municipal election in Oconee County. I am Jazzy Jeff, along with Chris Rouen, and coming to you tonight from the beautiful town of Walhalla, we have Kathy join us. Kathy, good evening to you, sweetheart.
Good evening.
Chris, good evening to you, sir. Are you all set up, ready to go?
I'm ready, and I got an extra charger, so I'm all set.
All right, so Chris is all ready. Tonight, first of all, we want to thank and welcome friends to our broadcast from More to the Story tonight. Luke and Jennifer Moore, of course, have graciously lended their channel tonight for coverage of this election update. And the polls are now closing all across Oconee County. We should know something pretty fast tonight, I would think. This is not what you would consider a major election. And some of the elections kind of already decided, particularly when we take a look over in Westminster. Not a lot of things are going to be changing there. No competition. So most of those will be going back in for their offices, which includes Brian Ramey, the mayor, and the city council races there. Other races we're looking at, of course, is Seneca. You had, of course, the Dream Team tonight facing one challenger in that race, which was Donna Peppers. In the other races that was holding the seats was Joel Ward, Pastor W.C. Honeycutt. You also had Denise Rosman and Scott Durham in that election in Seneca. The Salem election tonight follows up with no opposition to the mayor, Lynn Towle. Looks like he will, of course, automatically go back in. The only thing in Salem that we can tell you was one council seat, and we will get to all of that. But I know that everybody is tuning in for the most important election tonight, and that is the city of Walhalla. Kathy, I'm going to go ahead and start with you to get some comments of your thoughts of as the polls are closed and your thoughts and feelings on this year's election.
Well, went out. It looked like a good turnout, and I don't know. I feel pretty good about it. I think it's going to turn out fine. I think we'll get good results. I
got some updated information, and I have sent out some information throughout the county from people in certain places. Walhalla had 300 voters turn out.
What's the population of voters?
I think there's something like 1,600 registered voters for the city of Walhalla. Right now, we're looking at over 300 voters.
And that's it?
That's it.
Oh, Lord.
I kind of called this because we already started seeing this happen with early voting. I said it Sunday on our show that I thought that no one's coming out, and 300 of a city that's got 1,500 to 1,600 registered. Wow. There's no telling. I can't even begin to fathom this tonight of just the vote turnout here. Go ahead, Kathy.
Yeah. If you don't like what happened, then or how it turns out, and you're registered and you're within city limits, then you better not complain if you didn't vote.
300 voters today. That's just Walhalla. Now, of course, Walhalla did have a different polling place than they normally do. They voted today at the American Legion, but it's not hard to find. Kathy's right. You're right.
They sent out the new registration cards and the information in plenty of time. You had it in plenty of time.
Chris, I want to ask you, in a country where we have all these freedoms, all this, 300 people voting in an election. What's wrong with that? I mean, do people not care?
No, I mean,
they don't.
It's very disappointing. I don't know what to say. I've never missed a vote.
I agree with Luke. Luke just made this comment. Sad, isn't it? It's beyond sad.
Nobody cares.
I mean, if I even go back and talk about last year's election in the Republican primary with me, I mean, look at me, 1,800 votes. I lost by 18 votes.
I mean, even our guests are shocked. They're not saying anything.
I mean, we have I mean, Ratty Matty's quiet. Tony the Swamp Ass is quiet tonight. I mean, look at that look.
They're speechless.
Look of fear. And you know, Roger's right on this. This is an off-year election. I do understand that. And these off-year elections, he's correct. They need to end. It needs to be every year even number years only. So, instead of 2023, you would have had everything combined in 2024. It makes better sense in having these odd year elections.
The thing
Well,
is,
listen, I think it was in the news. I got a text reminder on my phone. Okay. So I'm not so sure that you can say that people don't know.
Well, they don't, but it would make better sense to have where you have the elections with everything else. The presidential election is next year. You combine everything else and just instead of having 2 or 3 elections in Oconee County, these off year, and this is where we're at. These off year elections is what's killing it.
the impact to people's lives are primarily revolving around local elections, right?
Right now,
That is true.
I
The
mean,
local
anytime, the budget, development, all the things that matter, infrastructure is all at the local level. I mean, we talk about national a lot, but the local is where the impact is.
Well, you start
It
with your
is.
municipalities. That's where it starts first, your municipalities, and then it moves on up into your county government. And then from county, it goes to your state. And then, it moves up the chain of the list. But the biggest thing is when something like this happens and you don't get the result that you think you wanted to get, I don't want to hear you complain.
No.
Because if you didn't take the opportunity to go vote and do your civic duty, don't come at the show. Don't complain. Well, that's just the way it is. Don't complain. I don't want to hear it.
Well,
Don't talk about the Greenway if you didn't go.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like look at what you talked about, the 300 votes for Walhalla. Think of this election that we're talking about right now. Think about impactful. These guys in Walhalla are making great headways. Now, with nobody voting, they may end up with something that could derail the progress that they have made over the last couple of years, right?
Well, it goes back to the article that was in the Journal, the political satire with the Smallville, that tonight we could be looking at that situation. How is Walhalla going to respond to that? Or we could sit here and hope that Walhalla is going to respond best by some of the elections, including, I believe Tim Hall was the best choice for mayor. I don't live in Walhalla. I really don't have a say within the city, but I've known Tim for a long time. I've known him from his county council days. Tim is a good guy, and I think Tim has the vision. He's a hometown hero. I think he has the vision to continue to carry Walhalla in the ways that it needs to be carried. And again, Kathy, I want to talk to you real quickly here. And I know that this past Sunday you had to take your son, and I'm glad that he's doing better, by the way.
Yeah.
But
Thank you.
you wanted to discuss something about this Greenway project, and we kind of alluded to this during the show. But again, this is this is a grant that was given by the state, earmarked for it had to be used for X project, which is the Greenway. And the comments on the Journal, oh my God, Kathy, I'm going to let you take it from here.
Well, one of the first things was a bunch of people said that we should have used the money to fix the roads. Well, first of all, I don't know what roads we would have fixed. I'm sure the city has some roads, but you can't take grant money that is for a greenway and use it to fix potholes, because that's fraud, and the law kind of frowns on that. So that's the thing. When you get a grant, and I am no expert, and anybody that wants to chime in that knows anything about grant writing, or somebody wants to come along and put it more eloquently than me, when you get a grant, you have to use that grant for what it is intended. You can't just say, well, I got a grant for this Greenway walking trail over here, but I'm going to go use it for this because we need this more. You don't do that. So that's the first thing. The next thing that I saw was people saying, well, they did this to make money. They, I'm assuming, meaning the current mayor and the council at the time. And I'm just wondering, I want somebody to explain to me how they're going to make money off a walking trail.
Are they going to charge a toll maybe on the trail?
Well, unless you are selling bicycles or fixing bicycles or selling walking shoes or something along those lines. I mean, it's true. It's true. One of the councilmen evidently owns a business uptown. I don't know what embroidery would have to do with a walking trail and how that's supposed to help his business. If somebody can explain that one to me, then I'll listen.
Well, we have a county council member that owns property down at Exit 1 down there, and he stands to make money off sewer. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
Embroidery versus sewer. And go ahead, Kathy. I'm sorry.
But if
No interruption, Jeff.
If you can explain how those two help each other, then I'll listen. Of course, then you've got council members who own homes, because you got to live in Walhalla to be a city council member. But there's two council members that didn't own homes, didn't own anything. So they're not going to be getting anything out of it. I just don't get the mental gymnastics that people are going through here to try to say that there's something ugly that they've done to do this. And the mayor himself, and is elderly, and that's not a slam or anything, but the man has worked all of his life, had a very successful family business, and he could be anywhere doing anything he wants to financially. Why would he need to put in a walking trail to make a couple bucks?
Well, remember, they want to put those Jeeps on them too and run those Jeeps up and down. You remember that?
Yeah.
Hey, real quickly, I want to go over to Westminster, South Carolina, real quickly. At 9 this morning, Charles was third voter in Westminster, and his wife voted around 10:30, and she was voter number 9. At that point, voter turnout was very low. Not sure where the public understands, but voting is important, even though all those races were uncontested. And again, that's a part of an issue in Westminster, for example. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up our screen.
That's bad.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring up our screen because I want to point something out to you here. Again, if we move on down and we take a look at Walhalla, the mayor, of course, there's no there's no opposition. So Brian Ramey is going to go back in as mayor. But if you'll take a look right here in the Walhalla City Council, Westminster City Council, vote for 3. Well, those are your 3 incumbents right there. So Adam Dunn, Audrey Reese, and Dabney Snipes, those are your incumbents right there. So so people don't even feel they need to come vote. So we're going to move on, and it's kind of the same way up in Salem. You have, of course, Lynn Towle, who's the mayor, no opposition, and really there's no opposition here. Leah Roach is actually the former Diane Head's, the former mayor. That's her daughter, or her daughter, and she is replacing a council member. She's replacing Miss Judy Hines up in Salem. So really, you have nothing there. There's 2 there. Linda Oliver in West Union, same thing. Town Council West Union, vote for 2. So there is opposition in this one. And just like Seneca, I'm going to move back to Seneca real quick as we're explaining these. In Seneca, there is an opposition. 1 member, there's vote for 4. You've got Scott Durham, W.C. Honeycutt Jr. Donna Peppers is the opposition. She is the one that's not on council. But these presently are on council. Scott Durham, Mr. Honeycutt, Joel Ward, and Denise Rosman. But again, it's still important regardless to come out and vote. That's the whole point of this. That's what voting is supposed to be. It gives you your freedom. It's your right to come out and to vote who you want. But again, this is just getting to be pointless. It's getting to be ridiculous. And it seems like every year we're having the same discussion. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to vote.
Let me
well,
say
obviously nobody has a problem with it because nobody's running either. If they,
Right. Kathy, let me say something about Walhalla. So this greenway is, you look at all these comments. This greenway is a hot button. And what you hear is everybody saying, well, they need to be put the money in the roads, right? I mean,
Yeah.
always the roads. Okay, now you have a councilman that covers Walhalla who's in the majority on council, whose friend, Glenn Hart, is the chairman of the Roads Commission, and they don't even have meetings. So you're talking about the Greenway. You got that isn't connected to roads, but roads are an issue. So why are you not banging on your councilman's door saying, what the hell's going? Well, then they say, well, it's all the state roads, but there's no data when they say that. It's just the state roads, and people are like, oh, okay. That's not true. The problems that we have are primarily on county roads, and that's all owned by Durham and Glen Hart, and they are not even meeting on it. So,
well, then it's not going. They're not going to.
Exactly.
I mean,
so there
they're
you
not
go.
going to. Jennifer, a good comment here. This is beyond disappointing. Does anyone realize what the men and women have died and served for the right for us to vote?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. She's right.
She's absolutely right. All right, listen, we are continuing coverage this evening live for Oconee County, the municipal elections for 2023. Polls closed at 7 o'clock, and some disappointing numbers already have come out. Of course, we had none other than our inside source from Walhalla. 300 voted today. He was a poll watcher, by the way. One other thing I want to mention, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. This is important. Tonight is the last night if you want to voice your opinion concerning the consolidation and or closing of the local and area schools. Tonight is the last night you can do that. The Kiwi Elementary PTA, if you go to Facebook and search Kiwi Elementary PTA, they actually have it on their Facebook page. I know Tomasi Salem has it, and also, too, it's on the district website, but good luck trying to find it on the district website. Tonight is your last night, and there's a lot of folks in the community that is still up in arms, and they're completely up in arms over this, the closure of the potential closure of Tomasi Salem and Kiwi Elementary. Plus, the other side of it is that we're discussing closing some Westminster area schools. And there's some folks over there not too happy either. So all in all, this is not going to be a good thing. It just seems like, listening to it in the comments for the last few school board trustees, it just seems like that this is a done deal. Unfortunately, it really does. I mean, in the conversations, but I will tell everybody that asks me, what should we do about it? Well, remember, we say this on the show, elections have consequences. And that's the only way that you're going to make a change or do something, is to put these people in here that represents the views of the people and how the people feel. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that, because we keep giving this superintendent raise after raise after raise after raise after raise. And honestly, I have no idea what we have to show for it, except teachers leaving in mass exodus. They don't want to talk about that because they want to try to sugarcoat all of that. But if the truth be told, and it was an independent source where the teachers could talk about how they feel, I think we would all be shocked. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel about things. All right, it's 18 after 7. Let's take a break. We're going to come back, and I'm hoping by about 7:30 we should start seeing some numbers. I would estimate that we're going to start seeing the first numbers come in. We should be seeing the early voting and absentee ballot boxes will be counted early. So we should be seeing those coming up here very shortly, and we will continue to give you all the updates and information that we have for you as we continue to cover election results here 2023 in Oconee County. Stay with us here. Let's talk Oconee SC, and also more to the story this evening. We will be back on the other side. Stay with us right here, folks. Here's what's coming up to the Eagle Nest Arts Center located in Salem. Coming up November the 4th, it's the Tunes of the Cowboy Trail. Tickets are $10 day of the event or on our website. Also, a $20 show and supper is available. Jeff Wilson will sing the songs of Gene Autry, Cowboy Polkas, and so much more. Coming up November the 18th at 7 p.m., it's the Oconee Mountain Opry. Tickets $10 day of the event or on their website. Don't miss the last Opry of the year with Faisue McLean. And also, too, the Christmas Talent Showcase is coming up December the 2nd, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. You can showcase your Christmas talent Don your Christmas attire and be a part of bringing Christmas spirit to our community. For more information, you can visit their website at eaglenestartcenter.com or you can call 864-280-1258. That's the Eagle Nest Art Center located in Salem. Their website, eaglenestartcenter.com. The most wonderful time of year is around the corner, and the City of Seneca presents the Magic of Christmas. It's a celebration of the spirit and magic of Christmas, and it all gets underway November the 17th with the magical musical holiday light show taking place. With the magic continues with more lights, new photo ops, and yes, visits from Santa Friday, Saturday nights beginning December the 1st. The lights are on nightly from 5:30 until 10 p.m. nightly. Lighting of the tree will be taking place November the 27th, starts at 5 p.m. at Norton Thompson Park, and the Magic of Christmas Parade will happen November the 27th at 6:30. We hope that you can join Donnie Big and White and Riley Johnson, along with myself, Jazzy Jeff, for coverage of the 2023 Seneca Christmas Parade. And then stick around because the month of December is a Jazzy Christmas, Thursday, December the 14th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And that is all taking place in downtown Seneca. The magic of Christmas is here, and keep it right here for all the holiday fun. Welcome back here to Let's Talk Oconee SC.com. Also, more to the story this evening. We're covering the election around Oconee County here. It's officially 7:21, and I just looked a few moments ago. There's no updates. Oh, check that. We do have updates. Hold on just a second. We're going to go ahead and start running this down for you here in just a few moments. All right, let me pull that down. Let's bring up the screen. Here we go. Here's the first results of the night. And, of course, so far, and we're going to start off with Walhalla, the mayor's race. In so far, what is turning into be a landslide, Tim Hall with 74.61 percentage to 24% over Sherry Campbell. We've got 144 to 47, 144 votes, 47th, and pretty much this is going to be your early voting and absentee. So 144-47 is your total right there. Moving on down into the city of Walhalla. Of course, the top three vote getters will get this. Starting off at the top of the list is Josh Holliday, who has right now with 18.76% of the vote. Dan Holloman, 22 votes. Kenny Johns with 78. Jacob Keenan with 39 votes. Micah Keenan with 39 votes. Freddie Lopez, of course, he has dropped out of the race, but his name is still on the ballot. Lynn McClain with 49 of the votes. Soraya Melendez has 88. Josh Thomas, 73, James Phillips at 38, and there is your Walhalla leaders right now. So Josh Holliday is rounding up the top votes right now, and of course there's three there for that election. In the 2-year term, unexpired term, to fill the vacancy of Tyler Jordan, who resigned, it's Kenny Johns right now with 123 votes, Abigail Keene with 60 votes, and those are the top vote getters. Now, here's going to be the interesting is that Kenny will have to choose. He's in both elections. In other words, for the unexpired term and for the normal 4-year term. So he'll have to choose one or the other wherever he wins. And of course, right now, 100%, that was no opposition in that election for the Westminster mayor.
So if
City council vote for 3, same thing, no issues. But look at that vote total. Wait a minute, back up here. In early voting, 2 votes. 1 vote for Brian Ramey, 2 votes for city council, 2 for a total, good Lord, for a total of 6 votes.
How many registered voters? What, 200?
Oh, my God. All right, let's go on down to the city council race in the city of Seneca. So here we go. They need top 4 votes. Number leading the way right now with 22% of the vote is number 92 with the votes is Scott Durham. W.C. Honeycutt Jr., right now Denise Rosman and Joel Ward. Those are your 4 incumbents. And trailing in the opposition is Donna Peppers with 58 votes at 14.25% of the vote for 407 votes casted. Salem, 2 votes. 2 and 2 for 4 votes. and nobody's voted early in for West Union, and nothing in the town council. So there you go. That's the latest update. Of course, that's going to be your early voting and the absentee votes. And again, we will continue to keep you updated. So I was kind of right. I said about 7:30 we would see the first numbers. So we were kind of right on it. Kathy, how you feel so far, Kathy?
Pretty good. I have a question though.
Ask away.
You're saying that about Kenny. So if he decides to take the general election, say he had the numbers to do, he gets the choice, does that mean that he forfeits an Abigail King?
I can't answer that because that has been very unclear to me.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's been very unclear to me. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that idea.
So that's been very unclear to me to begin with.
I say boo on that system.
Actually, that's kind of the first time that I think this has ever happened in Oconee County, honestly.
Yeah, I say, I don't like that.
I'll give you the air horn.
Well, there were 2 write-ins. I wonder who they wrote in.
Oh, no. You think they wrote you in, didn't
Well,
they?
yeah, but I don't live there. But, I have to, I should have some type of party or something,
Jennifer makes a comment. If the citizens of Westminster were happy with who is in, they would have come out and supported and voted for those people, even though there are no incumbents. It looks like there's no one is willing to step up or anything else. It's just comfortable sitting around. So, yeah, I think Jennifer hits the head on the nail. Let's see. Candace checks in. I thought I heard he would take the 2-year seat if he had a choice. Maybe I dreamed that. I don't know. I didn't see that, but he would have the choice. Again, if he, whichever one he wins, he's got the choice. He'll have to make the decision. So, but I don't know how that's going to turn into affect the 2-year term unexpired. Does that mean if he accepts the 4-year term, does that mean that Abigail goes right in? See, I don't know how that's going to work. That may be the way it works. And I would hate to think that, but it's possible.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I know.
So what would happen with the Greenway? Would you put dirt on it or, maybe get a Jeep and drive up and down?
Well, they'll get bulldozers and start taking that brand new concrete up.
Hey, doesn't that go what I noticed when I was looking all that stuff up, it goes really, I know, close to their property. When people are talking about how it affects people personally or whatever, it goes pretty close to their place, even though they don't like it. I mean,
well, I went over and looked at it, and I actually were talking to the guys they were working, and they were busy, but they talked about it. I said, well, how far is it going to go? And one guy said, it depends. So I said, what do you mean? He goes, hey, we got to get this done. So
Jeff McCall on the scoop. He is taking the 2 years so she wouldn't get in. And that's coming from someone that's in the know.
He would take it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That answered that question.
Thank
I didn't know how that worked.
Well, thank you, Jeff.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Make those faces.
Yeah.
You're a great American. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff McCall. Morgan checks in. We've created a culture where people don't believe voting is effective. We claim Fed elections are stolen. We act like all politicians are the same. They're not, and it hurts us.
Wow.
I think Morgan may be onto something.
I applaud that.
That's a smart girl.
Real smart girl.
Great work.
Great work there. That's Kathy's daughter, by the way.
Yeah. Sounds like a Democrat, though.
Tonight I'm not a Democrat. I am just here telling you.
Me too.
I'm here to tell you how it's going to be. And again, there's a few things that are on the line. I know y'all don't want to talk about this, but maybe you do. But, there is a bigger election next year in 2024. And we already have a couple of folks have already announced that they want to rerun. They want to run for re-election. We already know that Julian Davis has already thrown his hat in the ring. We know that Glenn Hart has already thrown his name in because no rookies can take over for him. And then we have Sergeant Major Matt Durham, Chairman Extraordinaire.
Oh, he's running again.
He's running again.
Wow.
But it's
opposition.
I hope he has some opposition, and I hope that he has some good opposition because there's enough of material to continue the conversation for the next year coming up to June for the primary. I'm telling you.
It's in June, right?
It's in June.
So how soon does somebody have to register?
They start that process in March.
Okay, so there'll probably be
There'll be a
enough.
2-week window opening for filing, and that'll set the course. And then the Republican primary will be in June of
Okay.
next year of
So
2024.
we'll probably have enough land gobbled up by then. He'll probably have a couple people
Well,
challenge
you,
him.
you know, there could that sewer system coming to Mountain Rest, you know. Did y'all see, speaking of sewer, I'm glad we brought this up. Did you see where the county is going to be taking over the prepackaged plant down at Exit 1 already? You know, there's already a sewer plant on site for the Welcome Center. Did y'all see anywhere
No.
that, yeah, oh yeah, that's already come out that they're going to take over. They were going to take over that package plant that was already built down
Does that
there.
include the pipe that's going under the water? Would they own that too then?
No, well, no. I'm talking about there's actually a treatment center right next door.
Okay, so the pipe would
Yeah.
belong to the county.
Yeah, everything. Of course, Jennifer says, I didn't see the OCC touting for citizens to vote. Jennifer's on a roll tonight. And she's true. I mean, she's telling the truth. They wasn't up there.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see Perry or Matt up there politicking for anybody. All I
Nope.
saw is Matt Durham posting stuff into the Journal article, falsehoods and false narratives over the Greenway project.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
disappointing.
I know. Don't you feel so sad about that?
Well, pretty
Yeah.
much everything they do is. But anyway, you know what I was gonna say is whoever doesn't make it tonight that was on that forum, that candidate forum over in Walhalla, would be a suitable candidate for District 2 when that rolls around. And they were all, everybody that came to that forum, they were all good candidates, good qualified candidates over there in Walhalla. Yeah, whoever is not on city council would be a good candidate for county council.
Well, they
And
probably
they
get
would
a
be
lot
in
of
District
support.
2. So it'd be nice to fill up the ballot like Walhalla did. Just throwing that out there, guys. Throwing it
All
out
right, 7:32. It's a Tuesday evening. Thank you all for being a part of the broadcast tonight. And I think before we come on tonight that Kathy made a point that last year at about this same time we were out freezing to death.
there. Yes.
That was at the 313.
That was at
Very
313
cold.
last year.
Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I was just a rookie back then to broadcast.
By the way, that's the night that the world famous cake got delivered.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that.
That thing smelled
that was
so
great.
good.
What, the cake?
Yes, I would have eaten that thing with a mixing spoon.
I
Gosh,
know
it
it
smelled
looked
so good.
good.
I cannot
That,
believe
you
anybody
remember
would
Jeff
turn
let
down
me
a
have
cake.
2 microphones.
Yeah.
Y'all, I love some
Those
cake.
were the
I'm
days,
telling
you know, back then.
I love
Golly.
some cake. I do. I love cake.
Oh man, I love. Hey, listen, you got to admit, election results have fun. You know, we at least can sit here and, you know, if we sit here and we really got serious, we'd start crying because it's really sad.
Well, I remember I had a new shirt on, and when I got home, I had all those holes where you were giving me the stink eye with some of the people I was talking to and telling me I shouldn't talk. So it was wonderful. It was fond memories.
Let's see what Luke said. Yeah, strawberry. Thanks, Luke, for reminding us it was a strawberry cake.
Oh God, that
Yeah,
was great.
you could have shared that strawberry cake. Y'all
Well, who
could brought
delivered it?
it good.
Do what now?
Who
Good.
delivered that?
Luke did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, you did.
Memorial? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I forgot
yeah.
about the boy. That was great, man.
You know, that cake was subject to controversy for months and months and weeks after.
It was a good
I would
cake.
eat cake. I can't believe they didn't eat that cake. I would have sat right there and ate that cake.
I would have gone into the other area and I would have
believe
just
anybody would
cut
eat
them
that
and carried
cake.
it in for them.
Morgan checks in, and again, we'll talk about this because I think she does make a little bit of a good point here. The 2024 election will be interesting, and she says, I'm not a huge Trump hater. I do hate him, but it's not a personality trait for me. The support for a man with such an ill repute is directly impacting our local election. Now, again, whether you like Trump or you don't like Trump, okay? Listen, I'm being, this
I
is
didn't
serious.
say anything.
I looked over at you and I saw the laughter
No,
coming.
you didn't.
Yeah, I
I
did.
wasn't laughing. I was showing people my boss hat. I'm sorry.
But it has come down to local elections.
It is
And,
local.
and who
It's a strategy.
Who was sitting here at the table that talked about decorum? You know, there has to be a certain amount of decorum. And I'm not talking about here, but I'm talking about
no,
in,
I don't.
in other things. You follow where I'm going with this?
Well, you could
because people are tired. They're tired.
Do we have any news on that?
I mean, no. Well, actually, we do. We do have that. It was discussed, and Matt turned it away. Matt didn't do anything about it.
Really?
Yes.
I'm shocked. He's the council leader.
That came right from out of the words of the mouth of Don Mize.
I can't.
He said,
that.
I talked to Chairman Durham about that, and he didn't do nothing. But Don admitted he saw it. He saw it.
But Don told me in the parking lot of Lowe's, I asked him if he was returning an item. I think it was $3 or whatever. But he told me he was going to be his own man and he would make his own decisions. So you're telling me he talked about the decorum and Durham said, I don't care. And he said, okay, well, I'm not going to say anything. That sounds to me like suppression.
Yeah. Getting back to the cake issue,
Sorry.
Perry said, I stole it from his wife after Jennifer delivered the cake.
I thought she shoved it back at her.
I thought
That's
she did
what I
too.
saw.
Delivered the cake. That I told
I would have ate that cake.
Oh, gosh.
I would have took my victory or my defeat cake, and I would have ate that thing.
You know what? I would have licked it before I handed it when they weren't looking.
That sounds like something you would do.
Why not?
I don't know.
Well, let's see what it tastes like.
7:36 Tuesday evening, and Candace wants to say that she loves your hat.
Thank you, Candace.
Yeah,
the thing about Candace, she knows fashion. Thank you, Candace. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Candace. We really appreciate that.
What about the LTO hat?
Yeah, I have a new LTO hat I'm wearing tonight.
That is cool.
I do like the LTO hat.
Design.
Our official LTO paraphernalia and gear is coming out.
Oh,
yeah.
I wonder who's the designer on that.
You're not going to believe it, but Chris Rouen is the designer on it.
It's not, when I'm in my design mode, it's pronounced Rouen.
Rouen.
I'm the French designer.
All right, y'all stay with us. We've got another break right now for you here on the show. It's election night results from Oconee County, 7:37 here. It is Chris Rouen, Jazzy Jeff, and Kathy Littleton. Rainey is on temporary assignment up on top of the mountain tonight, and he did send me a message just a few moments ago, and he says, quote, how's it going? And that says he said that the screen is too small for him to see for his eyes. Well, he needs to get bigger screen then. All right, we will continue. More coming up here on the other side. Stay with us right here on LTO and more to the story tonight with election results. The holidays will be in full swing at the Oconee Community Theater. And don't forget that coming up on December the 8th, 9th, 10th, 15th, 16th, and 17th, it's A Christmas Story. It's based on the motion picture A Christmas Story, which was written by Gene Shepard, Leah Brown, and Bob Clark. And it's based on the book In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash by Gene Shepard. Come join the Oconee Community Theater for this wonderful play coming up on the 8th, 9th, 10th, 15th, 16th, and 17th at the Oconee Community Theater. Now, if you need more information or purchase tickets, you can do that online at oconeetheater.org. You can also see a complete list of shows coming up for the 23-24 season at Oconee Community Theater. Again, don't forget the Christmas Story coming to the Oconee Community Theater on December the 8th, 9th, 10th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. And for more information, visit their website, oconeetheater.org. This message sponsored by Sunny 107.9 WFBS and Lake Kiwi Radio Online.com. Sunny 107.9 WFBS and Lake Kiwi Radio Online.com wants to salute our longtime sponsor, Twice a Town Tap Room in Salem. They're so happy to be investing in the town of Salem, and they're always looking to strive to be the premier hangout in the community and the county. Whether you live right there in town of Salem, out of town, or around our beautiful lakes, the beautiful rivers, or you're just passing through, you're more than welcome to visit them at their friendly tap room, and it's all about family. They've got live music, touch-tune jukeboxes, and so much more. Now, you can stay up to date with all of their events and happenings on Facebook, and or you can go to the website, twiceatowntaproom.com. And also, too, if you enjoy football, they've got big screen TVs and patio areas. Proudly sponsoring 107.9 WFBS and LakeKiwiRadioLine.com, and also our broadcast in the community, it's Twice a Town Tap Room, located in beautiful Salem, South Carolina. Congratulations on 1 year. 20 away from the top of the hour of 8 o'clock. It is a Tuesday evening, November the 7th. Jazzy Jeff, along with Chris Rouen, Kathy Littleton, and our extended family on social media, and also, too, on More to the Story. We should incorporate before the council election, like, let's talk Oconee because there's more to the story. I love it. 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 Well, a lot of folks around Oconee are tuned in tonight to figure out who's doing what and when and where. And again, let me go ahead before we go any further and let's bring back up the screen. And for all you folks that are watching on big screens, you can see it, but I know that it's kind of hard to see if you're watching it on a mobile device. So that's why I'm having to tell you that as we go along. All right, so here's what we have right now. Early voting absentees right now. Tim Hall is in the lead with 144 votes to Sherry Campbell's 47. And right now we have 193 votes in that one. And this is early voting, and this is absentees. So right now in the city council Walhalla race, there's 3 eligible seats. Josh Holliday is leading the way with 100 votes, 18.76% of the vote. Dan Holloman with 4.13% at 22 votes. Kenny Johns, 14.63, 78% of the votes. Jacob Keene and Micah Keene are tied right now, 39 votes apiece. Freddie Lopez, of course, dropped out. Lynn McLean at 49 votes with 9%. Soraya Melendez, congratulations. She's leading the second place pack right there with 88 votes at 16.51. James Phillips, who has 38 votes at 7.13. Josh Thomas, the businessman from Walhalla, at 73 with 13.7% of the vote, 13.70%, I should say. And there's been 2 writing candidates, probably Perry Smith and Matt Durham. All right, in vote for one, this is the unexpired term for the city council seat that was vacated by the resignation of Tyler Jordan. Right now, Kenny Johns is leading that, and as we've heard, Kenny Johns will keep this one here if he wins for a 2-year term with 123 votes, 66.85%, to Abigail Keene's 60 votes at 32.61%. Mayor of Westminster, Brian Ramey, no opposition, 1 vote. Vote for 3, unopposed, Adam Dunn, Audrey Reese, Dabney Snipes, all 2 votes apiece for a total of 6. Seneca City Council right now, Scott Durham is leading the way, 92 votes with 22.60%. Pastor W.C. Honeycutt Jr. at 88 votes with 21.62. We have Denise Rosman, Joel Ward. Those are your incumbents. They're leading the pack right now. And the challenger, Donna Peppers, with 58 votes of 14.25%. Mayor of Salem, Lynn Towle, right now with 2 votes. And again, Kevin Talley and Leah Roach are the 2 vote for 2, and they've got 4 votes right now, 50-50. And Mayor of West Union, no votes reported total yet for the early absentee and early voting, and nothing for the town council for West Union. So that's your update right now as it stands. And again, most of this, we should start seeing a whole lot of things come in by within the next 10 to 15 minutes.
So this is just absentee
This
votes?
will be absentee and early voting.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. It'll be
So
absentee.
they're collating the actual votes, and then
Yeah.
they'll put it all out at
Yep.
one time?
They'll put out what they have. So if there's a couple of precincts, this isn't a big election because it's kind of small. So it's going to be closer for the folks in Walhalla to get to South Pine Street. They'll dump the totals and then they'll start populating everything. Westminster, Salem's out further than Westminster. West Union's next door. But again, this is not a big election. Mm-hmm. This is just your small municipality. So the results are going to come in a lot quicker than it would be if it was a normal election. Normally, in a normal election in Oconee, with the way things work, we start getting the totals, as always, by 7:30. You're going to have that absentee early voting, and then once we get that, by 8:15, 8:30, you'll start seeing more vote totals. So there's your update right now. Welcome back. Kathy's back with us. Chris Rouen's here. And let's see here. Luke has come up with something here. Make a poll. Let's talk Oconee because there's more to the story. Or number 2, there's more to the story. So let's talk Oconee. Oh, my God. I love it. We're on a roll tonight. Yeah, I mean, Jeff is right. I mean, for the most part, we can already call one election. I wanted to wait until we had more votes, but actually, I probably can call the Seneca election. I think the Seneca election, the incumbents, just given what I'm seeing here and the amount of votes, I believe that is a good choice to go ahead and call the Seneca race, then the winners in that one. So I'm going to go out on a limb. Scott Durham will go back into seat on the council. Pastor Honeycutt Jr. will get a seat. Denise Rosman and Joel Ward. And this is what you should call, this is the Seneca's dream team. These council people have been on. They're working hard. They're doing a great job. And Seneca is a better place because of these four right here. So, yep, I agree. I'm going to go ahead and call that one. I just think there's no way that Donna, unfortunately, can catch up to that here. Oh, let's see here. Anything else we've got coming up? Kathy, how you feel?
Call anything else?
Not yet. I don't. Okay. I'm not calling the Walhalla one for sure.
I don't want people calling and screaming at us.
Well, if you want to know the truth, I can go ahead and call Salem.
You can call Salem.
I can call Salem with 100% assurity that Mayor Lynn is going to be the mayor again. And we have the two council seats. I'm 100% sure that they're going to go in. And that is going to be Leah Roach, who was the former daughter of Mayor Diane Head, who's passed away. She was former mayor of Salem, and Kevin Talley. So I can call Salem with 100% accuracy that they're the winners.
That he'll be the mayor again.
That he will be the mayor again for another 4-year term.
Yeah, I like it.
And if you want me to, I think I can go ahead and call Westminster as it stands too.
You can?
Yeah, I believe I can. Well, Brian Ramey, he's going to be mayor for another.
Risk.
Oh, I'm going to take it anyway.
All right,
Brian Ramey's going to be the mayor for 4 more years. And all 3 of the council member seats, they're going to be for 4 more years. So there you go. Congratulations. It's all done.
Man, I told you, man, Jeff knows this area. That's really I don't know how you could do that. That's good.
I'm smart, and gosh darn it, people like me. Do you remember that from Saturday Night Live?
I do.
Yes.
The affirmations.
The affirmation of Oconee politics.
Well, should we congratulate them? These people that we know for sure?
We'll do the official congratulations a little bit later. So right now, all eyes is upon the city of Walhalla. That's the big one right now. Got a couple of text messages that has come in. Let's see here.
Nothing Florida.
Oh, no, I don't have anything from Florida. Let's see here. You're supposed to smile, Chris.
I am smiling.
Somebody says you have to smile. Says you look very disgruntled. Yeah, you need to quit looking disgruntled, Chris.
I think we can go ahead and say that Josh Holliday is going to be on city council.
John Aguilera, where can we find the Greenway article? You need to go to, it was in the Journal. It's on Facebook.
Saturday?
It's on Facebook,
Yeah.
The Journal. It's the one that someone made a very derogatory comment about. Several of them. I think it was up to over 200 something comments now. It was on the Journal's Facebook page.
It was gross.
But I think it was in the paper on Saturday. Was it on
It had
Saturday?
racism, misogyny.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's the damn Greenway, guys. Let's come on.
Yeah, who said misogyny?
I did. Misogyny. It was misogynistic. Yeah, all that.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
it was bad.
Jennifer checks in. She's
Classist
surprised
stuff.
that Mickey Haney didn't run for mayor. He doesn't live in Salem. He lives on the outskirts, and I know that the Salem folks are thankful of that.
Boy, that would have been something.
He lives up off somewhere around Whitewater
Well,
Falls.
I'm kind of as disgruntled as our friend who likes to write is. You would think that they would have had somebody trying to run in Westminster because he's had lots of things to say about them over there.
You mean the Tony the Swamp Ass?
The pea picker.
No. His name is now officially Tony Swamp Ass, and we have.
He's the editor of the Booger Eater Rambler.
He's sitting right over here right now,
Okay, well,
looking just like he
I'm
looks at all the
surprised.
council meetings. Dead.
He has beautiful eyelashes.
Let's see here. Josh, I'm going to agree with you on this one. Soraya Melendez, she's going to get another year. She's going to get reelected. I'll call that one.
You gonna call that
Yeah.
one too?
Yep, I'm going to call that one too.
All right.
You're just looking at the numbers.
I'm tracking them.
Let's see here. John Aguilera, you had your say on the Journal article. And he did. Oh, let's see. Luke says he can't run. His heart wouldn't handle it. I mean, this is how Tony looks at county council meetings, just like this.
He does.
There's no difference. Look at him. Well, I was
Kind of half sleepy.
I worked in the cotton mill, and I told people how to do this. Now, let me tell you, hi, I'm everybody. I'm Tony Swamp Ass here.
Well, there's a reason why we have this on top of this tablecloth to catch the dribble, you know.
Yeah, dribble, whatever.
You know, I majored in textiles, so I kind of I like the cotton mill thing, but he takes it to a level that I've never heard before. I mean, seriously.
I know.
Oh, and it's only getting worse because remember, according to him, Oconee has a bunch of false prophets. How many false prophets does Oconee have? You're a false prophet. I'm a false prophet. Kathy's a false prophet. Randy, Luke, Jennifer.
Yeah. He's got me too?
Yeah. Oh. I'm sorry, Chris, but you're a false prophet.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Now I'll smile.
Now you can smile, huh? False prophets.
Oh,
it's interesting the spin that's put on there, because I actually had a professor who was the last in the last class that was actually a textile engineer coming out of Clemson, and that man was wise, like so wise. I mean, he was so interesting to talk to, and just I mean, you could sit and listen to him for hours, and just the contrast. And he had worked in textiles his entire life, like since he was old enough to work, since he was a teenager. And just the contrast is just very bizarre to me.
Well, you know that a lot of us here in Oconee, Kathy, that we actually had family that spent 20, 30, 40, some even spent 50 years in our local textile plants. But the textile plants were already starting to die in the mid-'70s around here. You know, we had with Neary, the Abney Mills, it closed up April of 75, and that started the downhill slide right after the oil embargo of 73. Textile started sliding right out. And then it was amazing, though, that, you know, J.P. Stevens and Seneca and Clemson held on to like the early 2000s, and then, of course, it shut down. Beacon and Walhalla had several textile plants, too, but textiles was dying. It was a dying breed around here. And there for the 80s, there was a lot of people looking for employment because textile mills were closing up rapidly, and everything was getting sent off overseas or to Mexico. But textiles did keep families fed at one time, but then it just started dying.
Well, you think about Avondale.
Yeah, Avondale Mills. I'm sorry.
So many people worked at Avondale, and that's one of the reasons that the train stopped coming to Walhalla, was because, you know, and that they took up the track is because Avondale closed up, because Avondale, you know, it came right up through Walhalla to load things from Avondale. So that was and a lot of people lost jobs over that, because there were so many people that were employed by them. But yeah, that was a big deal. Avondale, and then there was what was it, Piedmont Quilting, and there was one other one. There was another one on the other end of town, but there were 3 textile mills right here in Walhalla. Oh God, what was its name? You just had a baseball field redone for the name of it. Chicopee. Yep, that was the third one. That was the third textile plant.
Okay, so but you had some that survived, right?
No, the only textile plant we have was rebranded is actually Jansen, and it's now Perry Ellis.
So what how close was Milliken?
Milliken was down where Hartwell Village is at.
Okay.
And it's gone.
Well, yeah, but the company survived.
No, the company survived, but there's nothing survived in Oconee County. Milliken.
Is J.P. Stevens even in business?
No.
Do you think these businesses saw it coming? I mean, it wasn't like overnight.
Well, let me back up. West Point Pepperell was the parent company. They bought J.P. Stevens and they changed over. They're still in business nationally, and they still have an office location in Clemson. I mean, it's like downtown Clemson somewhere there, or they did. But far as manufacturing, there is no textile plants from West Point Pepperell plant anymore. But Milliken has one in Pendleton. They have two in Pendleton. One there off 70. Both of them are off 76, Clemson Boulevard. Yep. Milliken still has two plants in Anderson and Pickens County.
Is LaFrance still open? Because that was
I'm not even sure that LaFrance, and the last I thought, LaFrance had closed up, but now they're still doing something down there, but I don't think they're doing any textiles anymore. And that was, like I said, that's what you did when you either graduated school or you quit school. You went to work in a cotton mill around here.
A lot of kids worked on the weekends. They had those weekend shifts. And when you got, I think when you were 16 or 17, it may have been 17, that you were old enough you could work at a weekend shift. And you could actually make a decent amount of money then. They paid pretty well. And a lot of them would pay for you to go to school. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got an update. So let's go ahead and dig back in now. Let's bring the screen up here. Once again, our election coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, we can now officially declare a winner in the mayor's race. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Hall has won with 100% of the precincts reporting. Tim Hall is your winner with 394 votes, took 79.76% of the vote, to Sherry Campbell with 93 votes, 18.83%, for a total of 494 votes. So congratulations, Tim Hall, who was, I believe, he's working for the State Department, getting ready to retire, and also he was a former county councilman as well. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this this city council race. At number one in vote total, Josh Holliday. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Josh Holliday. We're proud of you, sir. 261 votes, 19.28% of the vote. Dan Holloman with 59 votes, 4.36% of the vote. Kenny Johns, who takes this election, 12.7%, 172 votes. Again, we'll find out in just a second when we go down to the bottom total here. Jacob Keene, let's see here, 5% of the vote for 72 votes. Micah Keene, 5.91% of the vote at 80. Freddie Lopez dropped out. Lynn McLean, 143 votes at 10% of the vote. Soraya gets it, the win, 232 votes, 17% of the vote. And Josh Thomas, so there's the three. So it's Josh Thomas, Soraya, and let's see, Josh Holliday are your three.
Assuming that he doesn't take the...
That is correct. Let me back up and look again. Josh Holliday, number one. Soraya, number two. And Josh Thomas, number three. Those are your top three vote getters for city council. And believe it or not, tonight, Walhalla has dodged a big bullet.
So there's nothing else to be called for Walhalla?
That's it. That's the regular term. Now, we're going to take a look at the next one.
Okay.
So 100% of the votes, Kenny Johns, according to the terms, the information we have, Kenny Johns will gain a seat for a 2-year term to fill the unexpired term of Tyler Jordan, 336 votes to 129. The Keenan family has been stopped.
Wow.
Completely.
Whoa.
OCC, you better take notice. Walhalla ain't playing.
Oh, yeah.
One vote for Brian Ramey for mayor. But now, not all of the precincts are reporting. There's 0%.
One vote?
One vote. But not all of these are reporting yet. Seneca City Council, we can call it. Congratulations, Seneca. 2,728 people voted in the city of Seneca. Scott Durham leads the way with 618 votes. Pastor Honeycutt comes in at 602 votes. And let me see, Denise Rosman and Joel Ward round out the other 2 or 3/4 seat there. And Donna Peppers comes in with about 333 votes. So Scott Durham, the biggest vote getter there. Congratulations with your big votes and 22%. And Pastor Honeycutt did a pretty good job. He's a great guy, by the way. He's pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church in Seneca there on South 2nd Street. Denise Rosman, she's been a big vocal supporter for the animals and a big reason we get to the Seneca Dog Park, by the way. And Joel Ward, if you go to Napa, you'll know Joel for years. Joel's been doing parts at Napa there in downtown Seneca. Him and Harry are like thicker than thieves. So congratulations to that group in the city of Seneca. So, Mayor, no votes, no precincts reporting other than early absentee, 2 votes, and then, of course, rounding it out, we do have a winner in, let's see, Linda Oliver goes back in, re-election for mayor of West Union with 20 votes, 23 total, 3 write-ins. And let's see here, Town Council West Union, vote for 2, Dixie Meeks and Lisa Wilson. Those are your top 2 vote getters. And Stephanie Owens and a write-in. So there you go. That's the top vote getters. Again, Kathy, your thoughts on Walhalla, because you live in the city. You have to be happy tonight.
I'm thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. I'm anxious to see what's going to happen. You know, if he's going to take the 2-year term or, you know, what goes on there. And I would like to reiterate what I said earlier about the forum. Whoever did not make it, the council would be wise to put those folks to work, because if they're willing and they're already serving the community, there wasn't a bad person at that forum. Use them, put them on committees.
Yes.
Work, you know, they're willing, they're able, they showed up, and they have good ideas. So put them to work, please. They're assets. That's my advice.
I'm really happy for Josh Holliday, and for the folks that know Josh Holliday. Josh is he's a great guy. He's currently principal of Walhalla Elementary School. He was former principal for many years at Kiwi Elementary. Josh is just a good guy. And I think Josh is going to do a real good job on city council. I'm looking forward to seeing Tim as mayor, because like I said, I've known Tim for many years. I remember when he was on county council, he's a good guy. And I think he wants to see Walhalla to continue to succeed in doing the certain things that the city needs to do. And I'm telling you, I really believe you've got a great lineup. Walhalla tonight, the folks that did come out, I'm just telling you, this gives me a little more indication of how we're going to go into 2024. I can tell you right now, and I can go on record and say this, the OCC is going to have some trouble in Walhalla.
But, you know, one good thing about
welcome here. They're not welcome here.
But, you know, the good thing, though, is, you know, I mean, we saw a lot of nasty things on that Greenway article. But the one thing that came out, and the things that we're hearing from other people, are roads are an issue.
Yeah. But you have to ask yourself, Chris, on that article, how many of those people actually lived in the city of Walhalla?
Right. I don't disagree. But the point I'm making is that I always hear about roads being an article in Oconee County. Right? We all hear that, right, Kathy?
Yeah.
They'll chew your time off.
And what we need to do, since this is kind of like a public service event tonight, we need to remind people who's responsible for the crappy county roads. It's the majority in the council right now.
Let me go back and look at something, because I think Jennifer brings up a good point. So if Kenny takes the 2-year term, the next vote getter would be Lynn McLean. Lynn McLean would get that seat. Kenny has a choice. So if he takes the 2-year term, unexpired, of Tyler Jordan, the next in line would be Lynn McLean. She would get the seat. At 10.5% of the vote, 143, that would bump her up. So if this works out the way I think it is, if Kenny takes the unexpired term, then Lynn McLean would take the 4-year term. So that's the way it would work out.
So he's only going to be in for 1 year?
2 years.
Oh, okay.
Tyler Jordan's term
That's right.
was half. He resigned within mid-year of his term. So he'll have 2 years on city council.
I just don't know why, if he won both things, he couldn't be in it like consecutively.
Well, again, all of this will be finalized. They'll go through the finalization, everything of Thursday when they've finalized the vote totals, and they'll go through everything again. But that's the way that it has turned out. And you're right, Richard. Richard Belmore checks in on our line tonight here, says Walhalla has escaped the horror of nepotism. And there's no other way to put it. And again, we called this, we said this it could potentially happen. And if it did, Oconee's already a laughing stock at certain things that happen around here. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we know every time we turn the paper on or every time we see something, the OC cult, as we now affectionately call them, because that's what they are. They're a complete cult. And after this weekend's disaster of what they done to one of their own members, that's a cult telling me what you can do and what you can't do and who you can look at and who you can't look at. That's no different than passing Flavor Aid around and say, you need to drink this. I mean, when you told a member who wanted to find out, wanted to investigate for her own and do her own thing, but believed that she was a conservative, but yet you're sitting there sending text messages. And this is something that we talked about on Sunday's show. You know, they made a big point. Well, it's not nice for you to talk about another man's wife. Well, one of your members sent a text to another man's woman. And that was Kathy Williams. That happened over the weekend about her watching a show, which was more to the story, The Vantage Point, and enjoying the dialogue and listening and learning between Jim Mann and Jody Gollin. And of course, you know, the uniparty stuff came up again and all this, that, and the other. I mean, again, but when you tell somebody that you're not a good fit for them, just because they want to hear, you're not a good fit.
If you've got a mind of your own and you can think for yourself and you don't have to follow somebody else's lead, you're not a good fit for them. You're right.
That is so crazy, though.
It's Looney Tunes. It's Looney Tunes is what it is. It's absolute Looney Tunes.
It is. It's Looney Tunes. And it's no different than what happened in Jonestown with Jim Jones passing the Flavor Aid around, telling everybody what they can do, what they can't do. I mean, how would you, if you were a conservative, Chris, and you are in some ways a conservative.
I am.
You're a conservative. But you're part of the uniparty, so that's a strike against you right there. But, you know, if you wanted to hear what the opposition had to say, or you wanted to find out more, to become more involved and find out the dynamics, and I come at you and told you, you can't watch more to the story anymore, and I said, you're not a good fit for Let's Talk Oconee, what would you do? You would give me the bill of bird and tell me to go screw myself, would you not?
Well, I'd just tell you you're being ignorant.
Okay.
I mean, that's ignorance, is what it is.
That's right. But when you have somebody from where you're not a good fit telling you what you can watch and what you can see and what you can do, that's a cult.
Yeah.
That's not anything to do with conservatism. If they were conservative, by damn, they would not have a $25 million bond they would be facing.
Nope.
They would be Xing and cutting stuff and taking ways to look to save the county money. That's conservatism. Not a $25 million bond, money just being pissed away, going to absolutely nowhere. And then on top of that, you thinking about you're going to use that $25 million for economic development? No. Oh, on the back of the taxpayers?
Not at all.
There you go.
I would call my friend I've always counted on standing up for me. You know who that is?
Who's that?
My middle finger. That's exactly what I would do.
Flying the Oconee bird.
There you go.
Friendly and proud. All right, well, folks, that's it. Congratulations to the folks that did come out and vote. For the folks that didn't come out and vote,
no complaining.
No comprende. No complaining. No comprende.
Nope.
This is
great.
So should we take a vote? I take a vote. Yeah, I mean, we've got a quorum here. It's 3-0.
Yeah.
We got a quorum. I vote we do this again next election, 2024, because it's going to be even bigger than this one.
We have to decide where we're going to do it.
We're going to do it on your pontoon in the middle of Lake Kiwi.
That would be great.
With fireworks. We need fireworks next time.
Kathy,
that was going to be a big one.
Kathy just checks in real quickly. And she says, I knew early on I wasn't a good fit for the OCC, but I stayed to see what craziness was going on. I don't miss it a bit.
I bet.
I bet you don't, Kathy. All right. Next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, 7 o'clock, right here. Let's Talk Oconee SC.
We have a great show, right?
We do. I want to thank Luke and Jennifer Moore for allowing us to be tonight on More to the Story. We hope that you listeners on More to the Story have enjoyed it tonight as well. And again, we look forward to seeing you Sunday at 7 o'clock right here on letstalkoconeesc.com. For Chris Rouen, for Kathy Littleton, I'm Jazzy Jeff. You all have a good night, and we'll see you Sunday, 7 o'clock. Thank you.